Black Friday and Cyber Monday are two of the most exciting holidays for online businesses. This is when you can increase your bottom line and make a ton of money that can set you up for the rest of the year. My name is Maria Sparagas, and I help thousands of 7 and 8-figure merchants figure out their payment processing and make the most money from their checkout page. And today, I really want to explore to you some of the best strategies that I've learned from my 7 and 8-figure merchants on how to maximize your Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales, and some tricks and things that you can use for the rest of the year so you can keep capitalizing on this awesome time for selling, this holiday selling period. Now, I may say a couple of things that may surprise you, so I do ask you to listen to the end because you will understand that this is a great strategy to really increase your sales during this holiday period as well as the rest of the year. Now, first things first, I do want to mention, obviously I'm in payment processing, so what I see very often is following Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the Christmas holiday period is we see a ton of chargebacks and a lot of refunds and disputes. Now, obviously it's great to make a ton of sales during this period, but it's also really bad when you get your January and your February statements for your payment processing and you see, high chargebacks, high refunds. So your margins that you were, so happy about in November and December, all of a sudden start getting very, very small in January. And in fact, what could happen, which I see for a lot of different online businesses, is due to chargeback fees and extra customer service costs and so forth, they actually end up losing money, which is terrible, obviously, because you're spending so much time and money on buying the right kind of traffic, crafting ads, copy, and so forth. You definitely don't want to be losing money. And oftentimes you only realize you've lost the money a couple of months later. So it's very hard to retool what you're doing right now. So as you're preparing for, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday holiday season, it's important to keep in mind that you should be looking at the results in a couple of months so you don't repeat any mistakes next year. And what you can do, obviously, if you've been in business for a while, is take a look at your previous periods, not just November and December, really January and February. What happened to your return rates? What happened to your chargeback rates? How much money did you lose? How much more customer service did you need to add in order to be able to respond to customer questions or complaints and so forth? And then you'll get some real facts that you can use to make your sales this year obviously a lot better and chargeback proof. And one thing I obviously have to mention to you is I know oftentimes, and I hear this from a lot of business owners, hey, these people bought this product legally, they shouldn't be able to charge back and so forth. And I will remind you that unfortunately, credit cards have a zero liability clause, which means a customer can dispute any transaction. Now, regardless of what dispute they have with you and so forth, they file that chargeback, you still have to pay that chargeback fee and then you can claim your money back, but you're still out a chargeback fee plus added work in order to claim back what happened and try to get your money back. So, it's a lose-lose situation. What you want to do is try to avoid it altogether. Now, during this holiday period and holiday sales season, customers are bombarded with a lot of different products, services, subscriptions, and just quite a lot. So what you might want to do is consider offering a non-recurring or a one-time payment type product. Now, it could be very enticing, obviously, to get people onto subscriptions and so forth, but what happens, as I said earlier, customers get buyer's remorse, or they can't afford it after the holiday season, so you add up costs for chargebacks and customer service and so forth, it may not be worth it. Now, you may say, hey, subscriptions is how I make money and so forth. So one other option is to have installment payments for something. For example, a limited installment of 3 payments for a product or service, or a couple of months at most, and then obviously offering maybe a one-time payment product. Now, you may think that this is counter making more money and counter obviously what the sales season is about, but I will tell you there is one very important thing that a lot of business owners don't realize, is that this is the best time period for you to collect information from your customers. Now, let me get into that a little bit more. One of the best ways to market and one of the best ways to sell to your customers is to sell to them directly. And the most direct way of selling that we have right now is by email.
You've got mail.
It's low cost. It usually yields much better results than random ads on Facebook or different social media platforms. And you can build a one-to-one relationship with your customers. You can build trust. You can explain to them different benefits, have longer form text, and really kind of get into a very good relationship with your customers. And you can use Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holiday season to collect as much information as possible on your customers. You could even start collecting, for example, phone numbers. Having somebody's phone number allows you to text them. Texting your customer will yield very positive results because the response rate from text messages and phone calls is way higher than any other medium. So obviously, if you have a great offer or if you have a product or service that you can sell that would allow you just to collect a lot of data and a lot of information on your customers, you should be using it during this time period because this is when a lot of people are looking for deals or are not looking necessarily for long-term commitment things. It's a lot of kind of impulse buying type things. So you want to offer them something that they will enjoy, perhaps that it's lower price, just to get them into your world and be able to use that information later for other promotions or to make more money from them and so forth. A lot of businesses online pay heavily just to get email addresses or to get phone numbers or customer data. This would be a way for you to perhaps sell something of use to your customer, but more importantly, get their data, understand who they are as a customer to be able to better service them and understand their needs. Now, as I said, when you have somebody's email address or their phone number, you can create a personal relationship and you can keep that buying pattern very often throughout the year and use it after the holidays and even into the spring and so forth for many years to come. Obviously, unless somebody unsubscribes or asks you not to contact them, you will have access to this data for many, many years and you can keep selling different recurring products. Now, the reason I'm warning against doing anything as a long-term subscription is, as I said earlier, chargebacks and refunds are at their highest right after the holidays. And usually it's from purchases made from Black Friday or the holiday period. So if you can get by with selling something on a one-time purchase basis or a very small installment period and then gathering information, you will be able to build your business a lot better in the future and be able to market during the whole year versus just this time of the year. Now, another very interesting strategy that one of my very special big clients used that I absolutely loved, and I'm going to share with you, I'm not going to say who this business is, but it was a genius thing that they did that I thought, I should share with everybody listening. And obviously, if you're listening at this point, you're probably one of the lucky ones that is going to be able to use this strategy and make sure that you're able to capitalize during the sales holiday season. So what you can do is, in terms of gathering information, is offer perhaps a small discount or offer some free product or an extra bonus to whatever your customer is buying if they refer a friend.
Now, why didn't I think of that?
Now, this is a way for you to at least double, maybe even triple the amount of customer data that you collect and how many email addresses you collect. So all you have to do is really simple, is, refer a friend and get, 20% off. Now, I will say 10% is a little bit low in this case. A lot of times, customers may kind of be on the fence about a 10% discount, but I will tell you, a 20% discount will get a lot of people to refer friends and family. So a lot of big companies, for example, like The Gap and some other big names, use this method, and it works very well because it just increases their list. And all you can do with that email, obviously you can't market to them necessarily directly, but what you can do is you send them an email saying your friend so-and-so has referred you to our product or service, and then obviously offer them a little discount for buying. And then obviously if they unsubscribe or they don't want to hear from you, that's it. But it gives you an opportunity, obviously, to have another sub promotion to a referral. And obviously what we all know is that if your brother, your sister, or your friend comes to you and says, this is an awesome product, I really liked it, I sent you a discount, or if somebody sees a familiar name on that email, like for example, Maria has loved our product and thought you would love it too, have a look. There's very creative ways that you can do this, but I will tell you this, getting referrals is very inexpensive, and it's a very good way for you to collect a lot of customer data in order to be able to sell more products and services to a market that probably wants what you're selling, right? So I'm not going to refer a friend of mine to a product that I think is absolutely something that they would never buy or they're not interested in. So you know that there's some targeting there, that somebody thinks that this is going to be useful for the person. So you can use that information to really grow your list and just increase the amount of customer data that you have. So obviously, Cyber Monday, Black Friday are great holidays to make sales and to increase your bottom line and so forth. But I really see this as a treasure trove for online businesses to actually collect customer data so you can avoid lulls in your year. You can, January when things are slower, you can start an email campaign for the different people that, you collected during this holiday season. You can build really good relationships with customers. It's important, obviously, that you get a good email strategist. You don't want to just be sending product offers to your customers. You want to try to give them some data, some information, entertain them, inform them of different things. And then obviously you want to have regular sales and regular promos at different times. So, it's really important that you understand at this point in the game, in everything and online sales and so forth, customers are no longer interested in one-time purchases and just kind of moving away. They build relationships, and they build relationships with brands. So this is your opportunity to build a brand, to explain to your potential customers who you are, what you're selling, and what benefit you can provide them, and then you will have a customer for life. I do have a really interesting episode with an email strategist. I'm going to link it down below. So if you're wondering what you can do with email and how you can, perhaps grow your email base and market to them effectively, I strongly suggest that you listen to my episode with Liz Graham, link down below. And if you have any questions about what you can do to increase your sales during Black Friday, or things that you can do on your checkout page to increase your revenue, feel free to drop me a line, and don't forget to smash that like button and let me know how much you love this episode.